Let's talk about 7 things you should absolutely avoid doing in a Swedish workplace. This is part of my Working in Sweden mini-series where I break down what you need to know to thrive here. You can find the other videos linked up there and in the description below. I have been working in Sweden for almost 7 years now. And let me tell you, first thing that you should never do is work late. In Sweden, most workdays starts at 8 sharp and ends at 5 p.m. And people actually leave on the dot. 5 o'clock, everybody packs their bags and leave. You might think staying late shows some dedication, especially when you are new, but not in Sweden. On the contrary, staying late can actually turn out to be negative. I know, sounds strange, right? This could mean you have too much on your plate, which is a big no-no here in Sweden, or that you are terrible at planning. Another thing you don't want to be labeled at. You don't want to be seen overly ambitious either, as it kind of clashes with lagom. This is the Swedish way of life, which means not too little, not too much. It just needs to be somewhere there. Perfect. I know that in many cultures, including back where I am from, you should preferably be at work before the boss and not leave until the boss has left. But when you are in Sweden, you must do like the Swedes. Lagomize everything. Second, never skip Fika. Fika isn't just a coffee break. It's a must-have ritual. It's not compulsory at all to attend, but it's one of those unwritten rules. It's kind of no one forces you to go, but you should go. You know what I mean. Else, if you skip too much, you are gonna fall behind socially, which could also affect you job-wise. Because during Fika, here is where people discuss many work-related issues, but informally. You also get a chance to connect with your colleagues that you don't work closely with, including your manager. I love Fika because it's when everyone loosens up and shares a bit about their personal lives. And while we're on the topic of breaks, here is another no-no: eating lunch at your desk. In Sweden, lunch is a social affair. People typically head to a break room or out to grab a lunch together. Also, many offices would have a communal area where people could meet and have lunch. You will never find a Swede eating at their desk. And eating at your desk will make you look like you're not interested in connecting with the team. And it could even give off these workaholic vibes. Not exactly the Swedish way. It's also quite common to sit and have lunch with your managers and chit-chat about random stuff other than work. So it's pretty cool, right? Also, try not to skip lunch too often. It's fine to do that once in a while. You know you need to run some errands or you have a doctor's appointment, but don't do it every day. You will miss the biggest opportunity to bond with your colleagues. The next thing that will get your Swedish colleagues to roll their eyes is bragging. Swedes are all about modesty. There is even a term for it. It's called jantelagen, which means everyone should act equal and avoid standing out. So keep the bragging to your besties at home. No one wants to hear about your stay at a 7-star hotel in Paris. Nope. In Sweden, we keep things low-key. The 5th thing to avoid doing is public criticism. The Swedes take pride in being polite and tactful. So any tough conversations are best kept behind closed doors. If, for example, you have some feedback for your colleague, make sure you deliver it in a private, or best, avoid it altogether. The Swedes hate confrontation. So public criticism is a big no-no here. And honestly, I like it that way. Nobody enjoys being called out in front of others. This includes kids. The next thing you should avoid is inviting your colleagues to personal celebrations. Now, this might surprise you. In Sweden, people usually keep their work and personal lives separate. It's not very common to invite colleagues to your birthday party or any personal celebration. Swedes usually prefer to keep those events for close friends and family. And this, I mean, very close friends and family. So inviting your Swede colleague might just lead to an awkward no, and you don't want to be there. And also, if you're hoping for an invite to theirs, don't hold your breath. You need to be really, really close friends for that. Last but not least, never compare Sweden to other Scandinavian countries like Denmark or Norway. Swedes are super proud of their culture and don't really want to hear why Oslo has better this or Copenhagen has better that. Keep that to yourself, okay? Sweden has its own vibe and they like it that way. So those are my few insider tips on what not to do in a Swedish workplace. Trust me, you will fit right in if you keep these in mind. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to check out some of my other videos. They are linked right next to me. And if you've made it this far and haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And guess what? October is my birthday month. And if you become a subscriber, that will be the best gift ever. And for those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. It really means the world to me. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next videos. Hej då!